It sucked. Bye. Fine. Hey everyone, it's Cinema Lovers Incorporated, back at you again with a brand new video, and today I am reviewing The Walking Dead Season 8, Episode 16, The End of All Out War. This is the most disappointing, stupid piece of entertainment I have ever seen on television. This episode was so bland, so incredibly dull, so rushed, and so uninteresting that I wanted it to end as fast as possible so Fear the Walking Dead could start. This is not the final battle. This is just a little squeeze, into the episode. You have a little tiny fight, if that makes any sense. No big battle. They hyped it up in the field. There would be a big fight in the field. I was expecting there to be sides on both clashing with each other and hitting each other and stuff. Tanks, trucks, a final stand. We don't get any of that, and it just comes off as stupid. And let's talk about those commercials. Let's freaking talk about the commercials. Oh my god. Ladies and gentlemen, every time something gets interesting, it goes to a commercial. I mean, wow. And this plagues the episode. This is what drives the episode into the ground. Gabriel jumps out of the vehicle. Commercial. And then when we return, we just see him get recaptured again. What was the point of that? Nothing. It just wasted the episode. A lot of stuff in this episode goes absolutely nowhere. For example, Tara going back to the hilltop to save Gregory. We don't even see Gregory in this episode. She goes back to the hilltop. We don't see any of that in this episode. Pointless. Terrible. Rick versus Negan, the big final battle. Ooh, it was hyped. The last episode, Negan said he would kill everyone. Wipe out everyone. Nobody died. 0 people died. It was not suspenseful. Negan lives as well. His throat gets slit. You saw that coming miles away. And Rick saves him, and everyone's freaking out and stuff, blah, blah, blah. And the first half of this episode, I could tell we would be on for a pretty dull ride. Because at the start of this episode, right at the start, I was like, no, this is not going to be good. Negan and everyone's like, oh, you're going to watch us now. We're going to kill you, Rick. Everyone's getting ready for the big fight. The big final fight. And all the guns jam. Oh. Yeah. And then Michonne knocks out, like, a person, and that's it. All of this, the problem with this episode is you hyped this episode up as the biggest episode ever. For Christ's sake, you put this episode in the movie theater so people can watch it. The freaking movie theater. That's how hyped up this episode was. And you get such a dull moment. This dull little fight we get when nobody dies in the episode. Nobody. No character on Rick's side dies. The Ocean side mysteriously just returns. They don't get any screen time, really. One little scene where they blow up something, and that's it. Then after Negan's throat is slit, everyone mysteriously just turns good. Like, they just turn good. Laura, I believe her name. What's her name? Is that her name? Laura? I have no clue. But whoever, the woman, with the nose piercing, and yeah. She just becomes a good woman automatically. And she's smiling at Maggie after the last episode. She thought Dwight was such a traitor to what they were building, and then all of a sudden Laura, or whatever her name is, she goes along with it. She just goes along with the flow. I don't understand. So yeah, this episode is a massive piece of crap. From the writing aspect, the writing was really bad. Let's talk about those flashbacks. Before this episode came out, I was actually excited because it showed Rick again in his uniform. And we only got to see him in like 2 little flashbacks, and that's it. We didn't really get anything with that. We didn't even need to see that. It was a waste of filming. What else do I have to talk about here, ladies and gentlemen? just everyone getting ready for this war, this battle that's not even going to happen. Hold on, everyone. Yeah, this fight that's not even going to be big. I talked to my family members, and they all loved it, except Oliver, me, and Elliot. My mom loved it. My Oma Gritty loved it, and Aunt Anna loved it. But the question is, why? Why do you love such garbage? This is probably one of the worst rushed episodes I have ever seen. This whole entire episode felt rushed, like they were just trying to get All Out War out of the way. The way they spoke was unrealistic. You know, we're gonna kill Rick now. Rick is walking into a trap, and they lead you into a different scene, and it just doesn't feel realistic. Rick and Negan fighting like that. Rick doesn't even get his leg broken, like in the comic book. It's just such an underwhelming piece of crap. The characters are still annoying as heck. Let's talk about some things I did enjoy. And there's very, very little things I did enjoy. Let's talk about Dwight confessing his sorrow to Daryl. Dwight finally apologizes to Daryl in the woods, and he has a mental breakdown. This is one of the standout parts of the episode. It was very dramatic, and you really can buy that Dwight is just very upset with himself. He's very frustrated. Daryl gives him the keys and lets him live. And I thought this was a very emotional, awesome scene in the episode. And if we got more of this, the episode would have been a masterpiece. However, the episode sucked. This episode was so bad that I just... Oh, it was so bad. Rushed. And let's also talk about the end. I thought the end was pretty good, where Rick was talking and you saw him pick up Carl and you saw Rick as a younger man. I thought that was pretty good too. But the rest sucks. No characters get developed. For example, Jadis, she's not developed at all, really. It's just so disappointing. What do I rate this episode? A C-. Maybe a D. I'll rate this episode a D. And I haven't rated an episode a D in a long time. I'm fed up with The Walking Dead. And I hated this episode with a passion. Nothing really happened. There was no battle. There was no stakes. You didn't even care. You know, the stakes were not high. The tension was nowhere to be found. This episode was garbage. For a finale, this was a joke. It was a joke. I give this episode a D. I'll give it a D plus. A D plus. I enjoyed the part with Dwight. The rest of the episode sucked. Not enough development towards everyone. Everyone was just coming in, and nobody got enough time. This episode was a disappointment. Next, I will be talking about Fear the Walking Dead Season 4. A lot of new changes have come to Fear the Walking Dead Season 4, and I will be talking about something new that I will be introducing to my reviews when Fear the Walking Dead comes out. My review of Fear the Walking Dead comes out later after this review. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like, comment down below, subscribe, do whatever the heck you want to do, and goodbye. Bye, everyone.